Day 5, we're going to put the roof on today, but there's a little bit of rain and we're just going to insulate the walls whilst we wait for the rain to pass. What we're putting in the walls, we're putting 50mm rigid insulation boards, foil backed. We're also going to put some sound blocking at a later point. We haven't got that at the moment. Right, if you want to come over here, Adam, I'll show you what the crack is. So, the walls are 4x2 and you've got like 90mm finish on the wall, so that 50mm's gone in there. It goes tight up to the OSB because it's the same scenario as the hot and the warm cold roof, which you all like to talk about. If you leave the air gap there, the air will condensate when it meets the cold outside. So the air wants to be on the inside, so the insulation wants pushing to the back. We're also going to put sound block in there as well. Like I say, it wants filling in all the gaps. In the ones there, we've also put some rock wool in there, you can see when we built that, because obviously we won't get it in there. So that's it basically. We're going to get all the walls insulated and then we're going to jump up on the roof. This is with an old handsaw. There you go. I've got a break in the rain. What we're going to do, we're going to drop on these OS-free roofing boards, OSB-free roofing boards rather, 18mm thick, the tongue and grooved. We're going to fix them down with a PAS load. We are going to use 63mm ring cut nails. Amy will show you why they're ring cuts. You can see the rings on them, it stops them pulling back out and stops any movement. We're going to fix them together with Everbuild 5-minute lumberjack wood adhesive. And why do we use 5-minute glue?
Because we got no patience.
There you go. So your first board, what we've done, we've fixed it down. We make sure it's going straight through on that back line. What I'll do then, I'll just temporarily put this one like that. Make sure the joint is good, and then I will use another board as a straight edge, like such. And when I know that joint is good there, and that joint is good there, then I know the boards are running through. It's important to get your first rows right, and then all the rest of your rows will follow suit. Writing goes down on these. The writing goes down for the reason, so if you were doing it and it was under building control, then the building inspector would be able to see you've used the right quality boards. So board, off cut from there, we'll go there, just like fitting a laminate floor, and just keep going that way until we get to that end. Okay, so if you keep watching, I'll show you the roof finished, and hopefully by that time John will have turned up with the rubber and we can get it protected in case any rain does come. Thank you. That's the last board done, so that's the roof all boarded out. We're going to wait for this glue. I mean, it started going off already. What we'll do then, we'll go around, get it off. We'll go around then and get any little burrs up like that. Get rid of all them so they're not going to affect the rubber. Give it a little rub down, and then John is on his way with the rubber. Make sure we punched any nails down that are still sticking up. Like so that, I don't know if you can see that, he's just proud, so he just wants knocking back down. Go around and check the full roof, and then plane it off. So what we're going to do now is scrape off all the 5-minute glue, which has now gone hard. So what we're doing now, we're going around and make sure that there's no nails or any burrs sticking up anywhere. I'm going to clean it off, give it a little rub down with sander, Makita sander, and we're going to blow it off with this little blower. So the roof's just getting its final touches, finishing off, bit of sanding where the glue is, any burrs that's sticking up, get rid of them. And then we are going to use the Stihl leaf blower, which is one of the best tools I own. Better than any sweeping brush at all. Right, so rubber's arrived. We're not going to glue it down today, but we're going to sit it on the roof. John's just warming up there, flexing before he lifts it. It's quite heavy, obviously. There's about 70 or 80 kilos in that, I'd imagine now. But it's the shape of it that doesn't help. Nightmare to get up. So what we're going to do, we're going to get up on the roof, stretch it out, hold it down with some slater battens around side and leave it till Monday. Have an half day today because it's Friday, Amy. Right. Watching on them old step ladders from John so that they're steady.
But I want to help him assist him as well. I'll push you, don't drop it.
Oh, nearly. You're going to send it more than that, mate. Come on.
I'm going to get it from it.
Go on.
Amy, we're pulling it up.
quite a lot of weight in it. Do you want to go over there, Amy? There's quite a lot of weight in it. Oh, maybe even more than, what do you reckon, 100 kilos, John? Right, so because it comes from the factory on a roll, there's often creases in it which you're not going to get out without best will in the world. Yeah. So what I did last time, it's 6.1 by 6. But what I did last time, I made a bit of a mistake, and the joint in it, the factory joint in it, I had running that way, which caused me a problem because when I tried to put the gutter trim in, it was a nightmare to get the gutter trim on the double part of the thing, and it was running right along the line. Don't you walk backwards off there, you. So you can see it's a massive piece of rubber. It's one piece, therefore it will not have any joints in it apart from the factory ones, which are obviously done perfect, and they're never going to be an issue. What I'm going to do now, obviously you've got to be really careful with edge of the roof, is pull it to where it wants to go. I don't really want to be standing on it too much, it doesn't really matter, but it's just to avoid any damage to it. So I've got it over there now. It's something that you don't really want to be doing on your own, to be fair. Do you want to stand in that corner, Amy? Because of the weight of it. Right, but there you can see. Of all the roofs I've done, I've not mismeasured yet. So if you're doing one of these yourself, you need to make sure your measurements are right because it's expensive and you don't want to cut yourself short. So there you go. For those of you that are going to comment and say, why didn't you put the writing side down? Which is there. You see that writing? It's on both sides, so there is no right or wrong way. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make sure when I catch my breath that it's hanging over enough. I mean, then you can see there. I've let it hang over loads. What we're going to do then, we're going to fix some slate battens along there and pin it to it so that the wind doesn't take it off over the weekend. And that then will keep us nice and dry. Now it comes in different sizes. Obviously the length is fine, but the actual width of it comes in different sizes. So because this roof is a bigger roof, we've had to go for a deeper one. So what I'm going to do now, because all that spare there hanging over, is just cut it off. Stanley knife, just go straight down it. Watch you don't fall off that roof, you. For all of you that have got a little thing for Amy as well, I'm going to try and get her to get on camera later. She might release a calendar yet if there's enough interest. I've heard she's interested in it. She says she's taking bookings, so if you're interested in one, just drop me a message and we might get a little calendar together for next year. Right, so what I'll do now, them slate battens, I'll pin them on. Sean, will you throw us some 90mm nails and a hammer, please, in the slate batten? So this roof now, it'll relax. That there's a factory crease, you're always going to get them. I mean, they're annoying, but sometimes you can get them out, sometimes you can't. We'll just have to see. Hammer there, please, John. Can I have some 90 nails as well, John?
Yeah. Just, you want to
slate lats, please. So what we're going to do now...
One at a time, so no
yeah. Is just pin these slate lats to hold the rubber down, stop the wind taking it off at the weekend, because it will do. What you want to do though is just, I don't know if Amy can see there, I'm fixing actually lower, as low as I can into the roof, and then that way then I'm not going to risk putting a hole in the rubber where I don't want the hole in the rubber, if you know what I mean. So what we'll do basically is that all the way around. Don't send them all the way in, and then it's easier to get them out in end. And that'll secure the rubber for the weekend. I'll give you a little show, a little look around what we're doing inside as well, and that'll be us done then. Thank you. Okay, so it's 5 days in. We've come to an end now of this week, so I'll let you have a look round back and show you what we've done. We'll start back and go around to the front. So if you follow me, Amy's round there. She's obviously a bit camera shy, so we'll go catch in with her. Come on, let's have a look. Keep nice and quiet. I know a lot of you have got a little thing for Amy. Amy. Okay, so we've finished, it's Friday. If you take the hours that we put into it, it's actually 4 days. It's 1 o'clock now, and we're all in the pub.
Where's my hair?
So we're 4 days in, so I've showed you how to put the piles in. I've showed you that we use the 4x3s and the 4x2s treated timbers. We put us in 100mm insulation in the floor, 22mm Aga Protect. We've screwed that down. We've used 5-minute glue, and the reason we use 5-minute glue is because...
No patience.
Right, it's getting old now, isn't it? And then we use 4x2 CLS for the walls, 5x2 C16 timbers for the front walls. We've clad it in 11mm OSB. We've wrapped it in breathable membrane then, and we've used 5x2 C16 roof joists, which we've doubled up and bolted with M10 bolts every 400. Then we've put OSB-free roofing boards on the roof, and we've dropped the rubber over this morning, and we've also put 50mm insulation in the walls. Next week we're going to put some sound block in the walls as well. We'll get that first fixed electric. I'll show you how to do that as well. We'll insulate the ceiling, and we'll drop back on the warm and the cold roof debate, which keeps on trundling on. We'll get it plasterboarded, we'll get it plastered. Hopefully we'll get doors and windows next week, and we'll get a cedar on, and we're also going to put a bit of decking, gravel board and a full fence down the back, and that'll be it. The job will be done. So if doors and windows don't let us down next week, we'll be finished by Friday, I'd imagine. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you could like, subscribe and follow, that'd be great as well, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Right, are you ready? Right, so
No, hang on.
ignore John, you're not doing it right.